Crypto's messed a lot of people up, and so is YouTube. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber now. Everyone wants to be a influencer. Nobody wants to do any real work. I don't know if you saw, there was a study where it asked a bunch of kids in America what they wanted to be, and it said YouTuber, and they asked a bunch of kids in China, and they said like engineer, astronaut. We're fucked, bro.
Well,
We're fucked.
They say TikTok in China is a bunch of like they're learning. That you scroll through a video, you learn something. You scroll. In America, it's just fucking some girl's butt cheeks twerking up and down.
Well, I think TikTok, especially in the West, is designed to divide society and to cause problems. And I'm the most viral man on TikTok. So I'm going to sit here and I can't, like, I think the reason my videos to a degree are purported is because it makes people fight. And I think that's why TikTok does it. Like, it likes the comments, it likes the arguments, etc. Now, I know I'm telling the truth, but there's also a bunch of people who want to deny reality and argue with me. But yeah, certainly TikTok in the West is designed to create division, whereas in the East, it's designed to do the opposite and be harmonious and create a harmonious society. And it's really interesting, man. The world, even as it currently stands, I look at the East and how their societies function. There's all the pros, but there's also all the cons. They're still locked in their houses in Shanghai. They're still locked up, because they're scared of the government. But then also in other ways, they're far more competitive than we'll ever be in terms of like global infrastructure and all these kind of things. So yeah, man, the world's a mess. I don't know what world our children's children are going to live in.
It's scary.
It's scary, bro. It's scary because like the last vestiges of freedom are vanishing in real time. It's kind of scary. It's crazy.
Speaking of children, you want any, or do you have any running around that you don't know of, Pri?
Yeah, yeah. I can't say here. I've got feral psychopaths who dislike me, and I've got a lot of enemies in the world. Yeah, but let's leave it at that. I'm not going to say whether I have children or not, but if I did, nobody would know about it, and I certainly wouldn't want my kids to be all over social media from a young age, etc. And one of my biggest concerns about raising children now is that I grew up very, very poor. And I think being poor with good parents is the best way to be raised. Yeah. And now I'm filthy rich and it's problems. So I have to put him back in the ghetto somehow. I'm going to be like, no, you're back in the ghetto. And it's hard to do, right? Because to be in the ghetto truly, you have to truly know safety net. Yeah. You can't be in the ghetto a little bit, then it goes wrong, then dad bails him. Yeah. Nah, it has to be now. Welcome to the struggle.
I have a 2-year-old, and navigating through raising a little princess is dude. It's gonna be enjoyable though. It's gonna be tough, but
being poor with good parents is the best way to be raised.
It's
the best way to be raised. Mm-hmm. I know these people who were born rich. In fact, if you talk about miserable upbringing, I think that being born rich is probably the absolute worst. Yeah, because in life, you don't notice. It's like driving 200 miles an hour. It doesn't feel fast. It's the acceleration that feels fast. If you're born at 200 miles an hour, what are you trying for? What are you striving for? Mm-hmm. Well, where's your fire inside? You have everything you want. You think a Ferrari is going to make you happy? You don't give a shit. Right. And then you're just one of those kids in the party who's just saying, I'm so rich, I'm so rich, I'm so rich. And you're like, yeah, but you're also a dork. Nobody cares. And it's just your life shit. You have nowhere to go. I think being born at the top would absolutely and utterly suck. Being born at the bottom, but given the drive from your parents to climb the mountain, that's the only thing that's fun. The only thing that's fun about being rich is talking about being broke. Yeah. Like that's the only thing that's cool about it. Me and my brother do this all the time. People say, hey, you guys got $500 million. What's fun? I'm like sitting around talking about when we were poor. That's it. Getting on a jet and going, remember when we couldn't go on jets? Like if you've been on jets your whole life, it's just this hedonistic adaptation. It's boring.
Anxious and depressed.
Yeah, you're anxious and depressed and you're sad, right? Yeah. So none of this rich people shit is fun unless you've done a whole bunch of brokey shit first. You got to remember the good old days. And it's kind of crazy like how quick you get used to it all and how quick it just becomes normal and how quick you're just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, 5-star hotel. Yeah, whatever. Room
new
service.
Watch.
Yeah, new watch. It's just whatever. It just gets whatever. I bought a new car yesterday. I didn't give a shit for more than 2 minutes. By the time I got out the driveway, I'm like, oh, yeah, park it. I didn't even driven it.
2 minutes of happiness.
Yeah, it's just how it gets. It gets there. So it's.
You read any books?
I don't read.
You used to at all?
I've only read one book and I was in a jail cell. So, I know there's a lot of knowledge in books and I respect people who read because it takes a degree of patience that I don't have. Yeah. Bro, my brain, even me as a person, I need to start doing what you do because my brain is fried. Social media has fucked my brain up. For me to focus on things is so difficult. I can focus on driving fast cars, fighting, or making a bunch of money. Anything else, I can't. It's just like your brain's constantly distracted and you have so much in your mind all the time. For me to try and read a book, I'm just like, oh, hurry up. I'm literally thinking hurry up as I read. It just takes too long.
Dude, imagine if after you had a full day of work, you just went, Took a little rip of the weed.
Not, bro. I've never even tried drugs in my life. Never tried.
Really?
Never
Except
tried.
caffeine.
Caffeine's fucking.
Well, caffeine is the miracle drug from God. You know what? I watched a super interesting study on caffeine. You guys should YouTube it. It's a documentary. It was on Joe Rogan. A guy was talking about caffeine and how caffeine changed the entire world. Like before caffeine, people were just living within the cycles of the sun, et cetera. But when caffeine came, they started doing night shifts and double shifts and the Industrial Revolution.
Damn.
And the idea of the coffee break was launched by companies because why would you give your employees time off? If you gave them half an hour break and coffee, they made more money than if they carried on working. And caffeine's this miracle drug. And he made a really interesting point. He said most people live their lives caffeinated. And I'm thinking, yeah, I've had 20 coffees a day every single day since I can fucking remember. I can't remember what life's like without caffeine.
And the only time you don't drink caffeine for me is when I get sick. And I'm like, I just want to feel normal.
Yeah.
If you got a fucking cold or sore throat, you're like, I don't want caffeine. The only time I don't drink caffeine.
I quit coffee for a week and there was absolutely zero advantages. I didn't sleep any better, really.
Turned into a beta.
I didn't sleep any better. I was tired all the time. I was late. Like there was nothing good came of it.
Yeah.
I was just like, give me that fucking cup.
Yeah.
Give me 10 of them. Like, I don't. Maybe you'll give me a heart attack. I don't know. But yeah, caffeine's the miracle drug.